Woohoo! We are on day 3 of our panel interviews before the Soulful and Magnetic Summit, Prosperity by Design. I'm your host, Tiffany Cano, the CEO of Highly Perceptive People Academy, and we have an amazing group today, so stay tuned.
Soulful and Magnetic, hosted by Tiffany Cano. Prosperity by design, RSVP for free
All right, we are ready to rock and roll today. We have Susie Vine, Melissa Johnson, Amanda Stedman here today, and Summit. There will be coaches and healers facilitating incredible transformation for you with ahas, with experiential stuff. And even today, we're going to collectively do some prayers and blessings for humanity. So you'll definitely want to participate in that in about a half an hour or so. All right. So let's bring up first. We'll have Susie go. So, Susie, tell us about, what does soulful and magnetic mean to you?
Oh, Tiffany, it is such a treat to be back with you. I'm so excited for this event. Soulful and magnetic really, to me, means that invitation to drop into yourself, to be authentic and aligned, and recognize that the good things are already coming to you. When we have that clarity and alignment, we are calling it in. And I'm so excited to be part of this lineup of brilliant speakers because there's going to be so many treats and tools in store. I'm thrilled.
And for our audience who does not yet know, Susie has been a games master with me on previous summits, and she is going to play with us in this summit too.
So many prizes and a lot of fun in store. Tiffany, the music that you let us in with is just like the tiniest little treat. Tiffany always brings lots of music and energy and fun, and I'm thrilled to be her wing girl in this.
And we give away gifts and prizes and stuff too. So in between speakers. So come and play with us. All right. Melissa, what does soulful and magnetic mean to you? You're muted.
Thank you. All right, soulful and magnetic. Everyone has a blueprint, right, of what they came here to do, who they came here to be. And I think that we are most magnetic by nature when we embrace our innate gifts, when we're tapped into our purpose, and when we're aligned on our full potential. So this is getting paid to do what you love and being of service with your unique sauce. There's no one that does it like you.
Thank you. Amanda, soulful and magnetic. Whoop, whoop.
All comes back to alignment. So really being in tune with what feels good. And I think there's so many things going on in the world right now that don't feel good. So we got to tune into what feels good for us and what we're here to do. We have amazing gifts like Tiffany, and I have been in Tiffany's sphere for probably about a year and a half now. I love her summits. I'm very excited to be here and look forward to all the gifts and knowledge and just energy. She's a very, very special magnetic person. And so soulful, again, really comes back to alignment. And the magnetic is when you are aligned completely, you're happy doing what you're doing. That's when the money comes. That's when the right people turn up. And that's when people like Tiffany show up in your life. So I'm very grateful to be here and feel very aligned.
Thank you. And Amanda is just one of the many speakers that we have globally, right? So I have speakers, from Europe, and she's originally in Europe, but is now in Mexico, right? So there's a lot of multicultural, international people. I've had clients be on the summit till like 3 in the morning because of their time zone, or waking up at like 4 a.m. to participate live because it's that fun. And there's so much goodness that happens throughout the day. To me, soulful is connecting with source, identifying as your higher soul, and bringing that spiritual nature into your everyday moment to moment to moment to moment, and even in between those moments, right? And magnetic happens when we are congruent and aligned with whatever it is we're trying to create or manifest or attract. And so I thought, let's do some prosperity, some abundance, some fun in a summit, and that's why I created this one. And there's so many wonderful speakers with gifts and healing. So I'm going to ask our ladies today to tell us a bit more about who you serve and how you help them. I'll start with Melissa this time.
Sure. So I'm a subconscious healer and success and destiny mentor. I help spiritually aware, high achieving professionals tap into a purpose-based life, doing what they love. And we release some of that conditioning, the suffering, right? The expectations, and all of those energetic and subconscious blocks that keep you capped on your income, that keep you stuck in unfulfilling roles, or that keep you out of alignment with what you would ideally love to be doing if time, money, responsibilities, existing commitments weren't a thing.
Wonderful. Susie.
I call myself a stress buster. I'm a stress transformation coach, and I host the Happified podcast. And I work with frustrated creatives, high achievers, people who are really striving for success and finding themselves disappointed when they reach their goals. I help people recognize that the joy is in the journey and how we can change our relationship with stress to actually feel more empowered to make choices that support us, really putting ourselves into better alignment and letting that success come to us. That's why I'm thrilled about this magnetic feature in this event, really looking at how we can call it into ourselves with a less force and frustration.
Susie definitely has the calming vibes when she's doing her singing bowls. Oh, that was so incredible when I got to experience that in person with Susie, and she does fantastic body work. So she's got a lot of ways that she helps you to chillax.
I believe in having a lot of tools in the toolkit, so you can really find what works for you.
Yes. Amanda.
Essentially, I'm a blockbuster as well. I have a gift of channeling, which channels a frequency. So coming from a hypnotherapy and healer background, sometimes, especially as women, I serve primarily women. We come with daddy issues. I'm not worthy, a lot of unworthiness. So I love getting rid of the past, literally keeping all those sexy, wonderful, divine lessons that we're supposed to keep, but taking all the pain away. I just don't like to see anyone suffer. So if I can get in there and reduce suffering and get that person from no stress, no ancestral trauma to that bright, shiny, magnetic woman that she really is, then that is why I'm here. And I just love it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I've been seeing clairvoyantly and healing since I was 8 years young, is when I got paid for it for the first time, was when I was 8. I love helping the conscious, empathic, spiritual people who are already doing, the inner work, but they're not quite where they want to be. So I'll see what's happening subconsciously that's blocking you from money, love, health, spirituality, and facilitate healing and transformation so that you can be aligned and congruent with the life that you're trying to create. And, in addition to teaching transformation, workshops for about 30 years now. I'm also the host of Soul of an Empath podcast, The Knowing You Show, and within a month, my Love Seen Heard TV show is going to be streaming on major platforms. And then next year, in the beginning of the year, Pillars of Power movie comes out, and then Rise of the Lioness, The Power of Feminine Leadership, will be out in the spring. And then hopefully by summerish will be Frequency of Miracles. And so those 3 documentary movies will be streaming on major platforms too. And I'm the author of Sacred Body, Sacred Soul. So I definitely love bringing in spirituality into everything that I do. And I'm happy to play with you today. So, for my amazing, beautiful ladies that are here, tell us about what are some of the powerful tools and beliefs that you need to have in order to be successful, in order to be abundant. I'll start with Amanda.
I think one of the most important tools and really telltale signs is figuring out, like I said, what makes you feel good. We have been conditioned to do things for money, a lot of us anyway, and so we're reverse engineering that into what really makes me feel good. And in terms of tools, there are so many out there now. The one that landed in my lap originally was Reiki, so working with energy. Then that developed into neuro-linguistic programming and hypnotherapy. And I think for any of us that just want to access some level of spirituality, just meditate. If anybody asks me, the main thing is just start to meditate, because that is that real mirror coming up and your connection to source. And it's free and you can access it by just being still. And I think one of the biggest challenges for many of us out there is we're not still. We're distracted. We're watching Netflix series. We've got so many things going on. So find that stillness. And if you're going to start anything, do meditation first, and then the answers come. If you listen hard enough, well, not even hard enough, if you just listen, the answers are there. We have so much that's within us already, and we've been, again, conditioned that everything external to us should be guiding us, and we need everything external. Everything you need is really inside you, but sometimes you need guides like Melissa, Susie, or Tiffany, or myself, to just get you honed into where your channel is. What channel do you need to tune into where your success path is? Because all the information you need, the blueprint, everything is already there. So take time to connect to it and remember just how powerful, how wise and amazing you already are.
Beautiful. Melissa.
Love that, what you said, Amanda. It's so important. I would say that one of the big things that creates the biggest sort of traction, right, or that like snowball effect of momentum towards your next level, your dreams, your goals, or whoever you want to become, is working to shift your self-concept. So in other words, the way you view yourself plays 90% into the actions you take, what you allow in, the results you get. So if you're seeing yourself stuck in an outdated identity, before we start to change our external circumstances to catch up, we first need to reinvent ourselves on the inside. And there was a book called The Alter Ego Effect, where they actually studied this in different neuroscience clinics, and people had increased in performance. They were able to learn sports and music and all these things by creating an alter ego who already did that. So it's not about fake it till you make it, but it is around looking at the way that we view ourselves. So if we are holding on to an identity like the struggling business owner, right? The exhausted mom, right? The single mom who can't afford things, the smoker, right? Something like that, then it's really difficult to change that, because our subconscious is wired for consistency and what's familiar. It's not wired for flexibility. So we do need to scrap that, let it go to rest, give it a little funeral. Thanks so much for coming with me. And then redefine who we're becoming in this moment in order to allow new possibilities to show up, and to also take action without the resistance and the back and forth.
Awesome. Love it. Miss Suze, our games master, is in the house.
You know, I really think some of the superpowers that we overlook, as has already been said, are definitely already with us and inside of us. It's a matter of reconnecting to those. understanding where our values are, our own, not those that have been imposed upon us by family, by society, really aligning ourselves with what lights us up is definitely an initial step. And also, I love to help people reconnect with their inherent strengths and talents. They are already within us. And when we look outside of us and we see other people succeeding in different avenues and we think we need to be more like them, we're missing out on that. It's already within us, this superpower that we forget to tune into. And the world is waiting for that. So I love helping people reconnect with that and recognize how valuable that is. We've already got it to bring to the table and see
Mhm.
how that lights people up.
Thank you. Ah, okay, there we go. You know, when we are even 98% aligned with something, it still might not manifest until we get ourselves to 100. You know, we might only partially manifest our goal, but it's not the full 100% of the goal, right? And so I love helping people to shift from that, I'm almost there, or I'm halfway there, or it seems so far away, to, yeah, I can manifest that. I have that power within me, right? And I think as a leader, we often go through our own internal triggers and in your face kind of moments, right? Because that's how we can learn and grow as well. And I think being able to even vulnerably share about those times when we were out of alignment, and then, you know, what we did to get back in, will be important. And I'm going to ask the ladies to share about this. But for me, I think it was with all of the every time I've up leveled my business, whether it was starting my podcast, you know, being in a movie, now being in, well, 4+ movies, because in January I'm filming Money Matrix as well. And so there's a lot of visibility, and that's scary, right? So when my inner child is feeling scared, when my ego is like, that's a lot of spotlight, right? And being able to then transition to my soul self, mind self, and remember who I truly am, then I can be of service. So I clear out, you know, the clutter here at this ego human level, and then connect with source and lead from there. So that's my way of exploring it. What about for you ladies? Like, what's a time when you felt out of alignment, and then what did you do to get yourself back into love and power and success?
I'll go, Tiffany.
Okay.
About a year and a half ago, I was feeling the pressure to do more and be bigger faster. And I have 2 teenage girls. So I decided to go on that path, and Tiffany and lots of different people kept coming into my sphere. So I ran with it. And then I ended up doing, I don't know, 2 seminars a day. And literally my bum was on the seat from 8 o'clock in the morning to, 8 o'clock at night. And I felt like I'd gone into this hamster wheel, and I felt this pressure to, as I said, to get to people. And then I hit December, and I noticed that the behavior of my children was starting to change, because I wasn't spending the same amount of time with them. I wasn't giving them the same love. It'd be like, oh yeah, just give me 1 minute. I've just got to fit, and I meditated on it in December. It said, you're just doing too much. You're doing way too much. You've gone back into hustling, pushing mode. You haven't gone into allowing. And so I stopped literally doing everything what I was doing overnight, and took a step back and went right into what is really lighting me up. So I did much more of my hypnotherapy, one-to-one healing, local events, and being with my children. And since then, I've had, more incoming than outgoing compared to the hustling that I was doing. So it's been a real shift, because I had to take my own medicine. I had to listen to my own advice. And I found it difficult at the time to balance the masculine energy of making things happen, along with that allowing of, as I learned with Tiffany's crew, trust in the divine flow. And I had to embody that properly, not just think it, but embody it. So I feel much more peaceful and much more at ease now than I was about 9 months ago. So that was a huge learning for me this year, that it's so easy to get stuck in that masculine energy of making things happen. And it happened like slowly until I hit that, oh gosh, this doesn't feel good. And then I went back into alignment.
Good job. Yes, we play here. Susie.
You know, likewise, very, very much like Amanda, I discovered that the pressure that I felt that I put upon myself to succeed, to grow in my business, and I found myself putting energy into a lot of different directions, trying to complete a lot of things, meeting, kind of going head to head with a little flair for perfectionism, and that had me not really delivering it. So I was putting all of my energy into creating and then holding myself back in terms of sharing that. And likewise, Tiffany's gifts for helping people find their full embodiment helped me check in. I really recognized all those places where I felt like I should be showing up, and started to get a lot more clear about what was worth my time and energy. And as I scaled back on that, I kind of disengaged and got clear and centered. I found that the right people and the right opportunities were showing up for me. So with less of that, as you said, Amanda, it's so funny how I think that there's going to be a lot of synchronicities like this in our event when we get together next Friday. When you start really doing an audit and getting clear where we're showing up for others, that outer energy, and really getting clear, things start coming into us. It's all about, receiving and not trying to push ourselves. It really helped.
Beautiful. Melissa.
I would say that for each new level, it requires a new aspect of self, right? New level, new devil. We've all heard that. And what has gotten you to here, or what has gotten you so far, isn't necessarily going to be the same thing that gets you to your next level. So really looking at, okay, what in my life is not working, right? Where am I in resistance to maybe letting something go, setting a new boundary, or even showing up differently? And in some of my biggest, quantum leaps, say in business or income, or even just in happy expression, there's always been a moment where I chose to leave something behind and replace it with something that I hadn't done before, which at first feels scary, right? But doing it wobbly, doing it shaky, or even being willing to do it awkward and be the beginner is better than keeping yourself stuck out of fear of what they will think. Because eventually that person who's kind of going through the motions, a little awkward, like the first time I was on camera, I was so squeaky and I couldn't project my voice. But with time and speaking and repetition, right, you start to gain a presence. I think people are afraid to sometimes make the first move unless they get it perfect. But it's not until you're willing to practice and rehearse, the same way kids need to learn how to ride a bike without training wheels, that things start getting really good and you start being like, oh, I can actually do this.
Love it. Thank you. All right. So I have another question for you. What message do you want our viewers to take into their hearts today about becoming more visible, more prosperous, owning their power to an even greater degree? Suze, I'll have you go first.
I would love for everyone to be able to really take in, to really accept into their heart space that you are already enough. You're exactly where is best for you to be in this whole journey of discovering and learning about yourself, and that the more connected and embodied you can remain, the more capable you are to recognize what is here to serve you.
Thank you. Melissa.
I would say that my biggest message, and I've really, this has been a lot of my field this week with a lot of the people that I'm serving, is you're going to get opportunities to say yes or no to your desires. You're going to get opportunities to say yes to your expansion. People get mistaken by thinking that they need to wait for their next level, the more income, the perfect timing, kids are off to school, until they have that ability. But it's not until you start to say yes to things that the path will appear. That's when the miracles happen. That's when the synchronicities happen. That's where money drops out of the sky and you get a weird refund in the mail from the government that you weren't expecting. We can't allow ourselves to have nonlinear growth and to do these quantum leaps that are so beautiful unless we're willing to claim it, say yes to it, and then be supported by the universe in downloading the creative solutions or just being creative in our own finances to make things happen.
Mm-hmm. And as Melissa was saying, say yes. I think we need to have clear yeses and clear nos, right? So if someone's afraid of being visible and prosperous and owning their power, you also need to be able to say, no, I'm not available to other people's judgments or criticisms of me, because that's often, one of the little voices that has you want to shrink and not put yourself out there. And so when we can have the clear yeses, clear nos with healthy energetic boundaries, there's an automatic sense of safety that we can embody and lovingly, let in good energies, money, joy, blessings, abundance, and be a no, thank you. I'm not available for, other people's negative energies, negative beliefs, victim mentality. Just no. And it's not with anger. It's not with emotion. It's just clear yes, clear no. Amanda.
I think the biggest message, and again, things that I've gone through personally over the last few months, the expansion, the ascension has been a very interesting journey. And so I would say choose a timeline that really serves you. And by choosing a timeline, I mean, like you said, Tiffany, be very clear on your yeses and your nos, but make that one thought. And the one that I've been loving recently and teaching all my wonderful ladies is everything always works out for me even better than I planned. Because as a hypnotherapist of 26 years and working with thousands of people, we all want security and safety, that feeling that we're in control, and we want love. And the funny thing about being human is we think we don't have control over those three things, and we do. So when you get into that thought that I am safe, I am loved, and I have control because I'm creating my own timeline, then when you really step into that power to know that you are creating everything, and you change that one thought, I am just amazing and everything works out for me, a lot of the other shit just really goes away. So that's my thing. You're one thought away from the best timeline you could ever live in.
Nice. Very nice. Love it. Well, now I'm going to invite all of us to have a moment to bring blessings and good thoughts to humanity. So everyone watching and our speakers here, I'd love to invite you to join in. So the way I like to do it is I'll start with a prayer and I'll imagine the earth in front of me like a small ball and raise my hands and bless the earth. So my heart and my crown, and I'm blessing the earth and every person, every being on it. Okay, so that's what it'll look like if you'd like to join. And there's pray in whatever way resonates with you. Okay, so I'll start us off, and then speakers, if you want to add to it, you are very welcome to do so. Okay. Thank you, God, Divine Mother, Divine Father, all the great, great ones, spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, angels, saints, helpers, and guides. Thank you. Thank you for the cleansing, the healing, the blessings, the prosperity and abundance. Thank you for showering every person, every being with hope, with faith, with trust, that this too shall pass and good things are here now and on the horizon, and to be stepping into an attitude of gratitude, choosing goodwill and the willingness to do good, to be the most kind, generous, loving, peaceful person that we can be. Blessings for all of humanity, nature, the animals. May there be clean air, clean earth, clean water, spiritual, loving people who take care of our planet. May there be blessings of prosperity and abundance, boosting the economy, boosting our local, national, and global economies. So we are in flow and abundance. Thank you for helping people to feel a visceral, tangible, divine presence within them and around them, filling them up with safety, with peace, with love, with comfort, with knowing that the universe has got your back always. And I pass to the next person who's ready.
All right, I'll go ahead, take the reins. Thank you, Tiffany. So what would it take for everybody in this this live stream, for everybody catching the replay, for everyone that this reaches and trickles out to be provided with the inner and outer resource to follow and embody their true north, to achieve their life purpose if they so wish, and to be provided with the unstoppable self-belief, the safety, the confidence, the certainty that life is going to work out for them, that things are about to get really, really good, and that they have unlimited choice and supports to say yes to their calling. What would it take for everyone here to receive an activation in alignment with their highest good, and releasing any of the distortions, the thought forms, the frequencies, the disempowerment programming or negativity that is holding them back from their next level of self and their best possible life ever? Feels complete. I'll hand it over.
I would invite everyone to, as we feel grounded and supported by the earth, where we can release any energies that do not serve us and call at any time, knowing that we are always supported. We always have access to the energy that we need by connecting, rooting down into the earth, but also reaching up, reaching out, and connecting energetically to the grid, to the people around the planet who are in the same place that we are, that are growing and reaching and yearning for love, this network of love that encircles the earth, and light and healing. And we can connect to this web, and we can strengthen it, and we can send healing throughout the world to everyone who is without access to the things that we need, so that we can enrich the lives of everyone on the planet with us right now at this time.
Thank you, Susie. Amanda.
My wish and sending out energy through my center now to the whole earth, to the whole planet, to the rest of the cosmos, calling in all our interdimensional friends and our ascended masters. We need all the help now to make sure this planet ascends to where it's supposed to be, and everybody can do their bit, whether it's one positive thought, one more step towards love, because whatever we do, love is the answer, and we are needed now more than ever. So every beautiful thought, every harmonious thought that you can bring up, send that out. We are so blessed to be in the position that we are, and just put your voice, your heart, your gifts out there, and allow that abundance, that love to be reflected back to you, and just totally be in your joy. Again, sending so much love and light to this planet and to all of you, and thank you for being here. And if you're here, you're in the right place, and you are perfect exactly the way you are.
So be it. Amen. Thank you, ladies. All right. So as you can see, we have open-hearted, kind, wonderful coaches and healers that are speaking at the Soulful and Magnetic Summit on October 17th. So if you haven't yet signed up, do so at the link that each speaker provides, or just go to soulfulandmagnetic.com, register there. And now team, I would love to hear more about what's the theme, the topic that you're going to be, introducing in the summit, and what are the gifts that you have. So, Melissa, I'll have you start us off.
Great. So I will be talking about money mindset, shifting the hidden energetic and subconscious blocks to increasing your income. What I've done through is I've had a little project, and I've actually mapped and channeled the different income thresholds. So for every income level from like 0 to 5K up to 100K, I've mapped a roadmap to understand and track what do we need to clear at each level? What is the new level, new devil, or the test in order to pass that threshold and to be able to hold it? So I'll be sharing a little bit more about how you can reverse engineer where you're stuck, what to look for, and how to make quantum leaps in income like predictable so that we're not, guessing our way in the dark. For those people who attend, you can book an abundance activation call with me. So we'll do an audit of the number one energy or mindset block holding you back from your next quantum leap in success as an entrepreneur or even as an employee. And for the VIPs, I'm going to be doing a live money activation and channeling. This is a new event that I'm bringing every Friday. They're super potent. So you can show up with your specific obstacles, challenges, and we're actually channeling the solutions to help you clear and surpass that, as well as to activate your most magnetic manifesting frequency.
Beautiful. Thank you. Susie.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get there and hear from everybody. Melissa, that sounds so juicy. Whew. I will also get to speak. I'll be with you throughout the whole day as the games master, having a lot of fun. And then when it's my turn to steal the microphone, I'll be talking about how you can spark joy from within, how you can align with your values, own your strengths, so that you can shine, so that you can be the light in the world that you need to be, because we need these lights now more than ever. And then the gift for everyone who registers to come is my 21-day resilience plan. It's called Conquer Overwhelm. It's a guide that comes with 21 videos. So you've got a little bit of support on demand. You can go through it daily, I hope, or at your own pace, or kind of live in a binge culture. If you're going to binge, let's enrich your soul. And my gift for the VIPs, which at $27, Tiffany, like get it now while you can, while it's still such a steal. I will be sharing one of my favorite resources that anybody can use if you just know how to use them. And it is my digital workshop, Back to Balance with Bach Flower Essences. My flower power is my secret weapon. I love making custom combinations for my coaching clients, but I really pull back the curtain and let people know how they can use Bach flower essences. They're probably sitting on the shelf at your local health food store to balance your emotions, to feel more aligned more easily. I'm all about bringing in the ease and flow. And so it's a great workshop that I'd love to share with everybody who signs up to be a VIP.
Awesome. And Susie's made me customized Bach flower remedy blends based on what I needed most at the time. So sign me up. I want to learn more about that because it was really awesome. Amanda, tell us about your topic and gifts.
Okay, so it's about hypno codes and zapping anxiety, so you could shine like an 80s disco ball. I wanted to get some fun in there because I'm older than you ladies, I think. So I remember the 80s really, really well. And I just thought, I want to glow like a disco's 80 ball. Why don't I just do a talk on that? So I'm going to take you through that in a fun way and do some demos, probably hypnotize some people and send them some frequency coding. So that's the talk really. And it's about getting rid of the past. You're not your past. You're not your future. Let's bring you right into the now and tell that lovely subconscious that you're amazing and you're just a money magnet. So that's what the talk is about. Regarding the gift, a lot of people ask me a lot of questions on what do you think the issue is? What do you think my blocks are? And sometimes we need a cerebral answer. So I've designed a quiz to help people go through that. It's an assessment. So my free gift is to go through that. And then they get a chance to discuss that with me. That's the free gift. And if you're VIP, you actually get a 25 to 30 minute one-to-one with me where we do go through and look at your energetic coding and seeing how we can change it. And for yeah, that's $147 normally. So for $27, it's a steal as well, as Susie says. So I look forward to working with some of the VIPs that come through. It's always worth it. Tiffany packs in so much in such a short period of time, and the people she attracts are really high caliber. So do get your VIP pass if you are watching this. I look forward to getting to know you and helping you move to your next level.
Thank you. Thank you. So with our VIPs, you also get a healing from me. And that in and of itself is far, far, far beyond the $27. I help you to get your inner light to shine bright. There's about $4,000 of other gifts that are in the VIP. So for sure, pick that up. My talk is on Kaching, your money space, right? So bringing in those money miracles, right? And letting yourself own your prosperous, abundant you. I will be doing some blind spot readings like in the moment with people. I'm going to be doing some group healing. I might add in some neuroscience techniques. I just get empty and in the moment, and with who's there gets the most benefit, right? And then for my gifts, I have my financial abundance boost, which has 15 days of mini prosperity healings that are 10 to 15 minutes each. Every day focuses on a different area of wealth building. And then for my VIP, I have Returning to Your Peace Place. And there was 3 75-minute classes. One was on money space. The second was on your life space. And your third was on the health space. And so there's incredible, incredible opportunities for up-leveling your life. And I know that you have a calling for that, because you wouldn't be here watching this or tuning in and working with us here as a group if you didn't have that desire to improve yourself. And we're here to help. We're here to love. We're here to, bring that love and safety and joy into the process. Even though when we're healing, a lot of us are doing shadow work, right? Going into the unhealed parts of who you are and lovingly shedding, some light and transforming it. But it can be done in really incredible, empowering ways. It doesn't have to feel scary or daunting or having dread towards it. It can be really peaceful, right? So come play with us, get the money miracles, right? And bring in your kaching in ways that you might not have even known you needed or wanted. So let in your money miracles and come to Soulful and Magnetic. All right. See you there. Much love and blessings. Bye for now.